silence. The sounds of change hitting the floor echoes throughout my entire house. I can hear the Lifetime channel all the way at the front of the house while I'm at the back of the house. For the past 21 years, and counting, my house has been quiet for the simple fact my parents are deaf. Now relax your shocked eyes and pick your jaw up off the floor. Being the only hearing person between my parents isn't that hard. It's actually taught me a lot and has made me into the person that I am today and will be. I have lived with silence for 21 years, but it has never stopped me in reaching my goals. Not in my past, present, and definitely not my future. It's only pushed me harder. Being a child is already tough enough, learning new things right or wrong every day. But being a child with deaf parents, that's a challenge. Most children don't have to worry about much except for making new friends, learning new words, and how to pronounce those words. Well, while I was learning all of those things, I had to learn other things on top of that, such as sign language. Being in elementary school, I was a pretty good reader, but when it came time to speak some of those words, I wasn't good at pronouncing them. My dad would constantly have to take me to doctor's offices to have my hearing tested. Sitting in a small room with giant headphones on, waiting for the faint beep to come through the headphones was never that fun. And then having to go back to school where I would meet with my speech therapist because the way I said mosquito wasn't the same as everyone else who said mosquito. Going through those things was tough as a child, but I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. It shaped me into the woman that I am today. Being 21 years old, I've learned a lot through school and everyday life. But the main thing I've learned is patience. Patience with people. Because now that I am an adult, I can't just say whatever my heart desires. I've got to learn to be respectful to others the way I want them to be respectful to me. Now, I say that having deaf parents has taught me patience and to be respectful, because when I would tell someone that my parents were deaf, they of course had questions. And I prepared myself for just about every question, such as, do your parents drive? Are your parents allowed to drive? And do they read or write? Now, I could have just went off on these people and blatantly said, my parents aren't dumb, but that wouldn't be respectful at all. Knowing sign language and having so much experience in the deaf community has taught me a lot and can only take me places, which is why I plan to carry it into my future. Preparing for the future is such a scary thing to me because my future can go many ways. I plan to carry my knowledge in sign language through my future by becoming an interpreter in American Sign Language. Through the years of growing, I have grown to have a passion for not only my parents, but for the deaf community also, and everything it has to offer. It was last summer when I went on a cruise with my family, and we of course needed an interpreter for the week because there was no way I was going to be able to sign these words that they had on this vacation. So, during the week, I met with one of the two interpreters where she told me that she only worked with my family for 8 hours and the rest was her free time. And it clicked. My eyes lit up and my brain said, work and play? This is it. So now that I have informed you of my past, being a child of deaf parents, my present, being 21 years old, and how I still deal with it, and how I plan to carry it into my future, I've learned that nothing can stop me at this point. It can only push me harder.